Ricky Gervais just destroyed Joy Behar on live TV, and the studio went completely silent. One brutal line exposed Hollywood hypocrisy like never before, leaving everyone, including Joy, speechless. The reactions went viral within minutes, sparking chaos on social media. Watch every shocking moment of this explosive clash. You won't believe your eyes. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Now let's dive into what really happened. The tension in the studio was almost tangible. You could feel it the moment Ricky Gervais walked in, a kind of electric charge that made everyone in the room sit up straighter. Cameras were rolling, lights were bright, and the usual chatter of the studio audience seemed to fade into silence. Ricky, the comedian and actor known for his razor-sharp wit and fearlessness, was about to face off with Joy Behar, one of the most outspoken and unapologetic hosts in daytime television history. Both personalities were famous for never holding back, but what was about to unfold was something nobody saw coming. What started as a seemingly routine interview quickly escalated into a dramatic confrontation that would leave viewers stunned. Ricky, dressed casually but with an air of unmistakable confidence, began with a few lighthearted jokes, his typical charm at work. Joy, known for her quick comebacks and fiery personality, smiled politely at first, nodding along. But as soon as Ricky transitioned into discussing the deeper, more controversial aspects of Hollywood culture, the atmosphere shifted. The room seemed to grow smaller, heavier, as if every word spoken carried weight. Every camera angle captured the subtle movements, the tightening of jaws, the brief sideways glances, the audience leaning forward in anticipation. Ricky, never one to hold back, began pointing out what many in Hollywood quietly acknowledged but rarely said aloud: the hypocrisy, the selective outrage, and the contradictions in how celebrities and media figures present themselves. He spoke with precision, delivering each line with a calmness that only made it hit harder. "You can't expect one standard for yourself and another for everyone else," he said, his eyes locked on Joy. The tension grew thicker with every sentence. It wasn't just a debate anymore. It felt like a challenge, a collision of two powerful personalities unwilling to compromise. Joy, not one to be intimidated, quickly responded with her trademark humor and sharp tongue. She defended her stance vigorously, pointing out issues of accountability, fairness, and social responsibility. Yet, despite her quick wit, there was a subtle shift in her demeanor. Ricky's remarks were strategic, measured, and cutting, and each comment seemed to anticipate her responses before she even made them. The audience could sense that something extraordinary was happening, a clash not just of opinions, but of intellects and public influence. Viewers at home were glued to their screens. Social media, even before the interview ended, was buzzing with live reactions. Clips of the most intense moments began circulating almost immediately, and hashtags predicting a viral moment started trending. People weren't just watching a conversation. They were witnessing history in the making. It was one of those rare live television moments that people would talk about for days, weeks, even years. By the end of the first 10 minutes, it was evident to everyone present that this was not going to be a typical talk show segment. Ricky Gervais had entered the studio not just to entertain, but to challenge, to provoke, and to expose truths many had been avoiding. Joy Behar, equally formidable, was ready to hold her ground, setting the stage for an unforgettable clash that would dominate headlines and social media feeds worldwide. The air in the studio remained thick with anticipation, each moment more electrifying than the last, leaving both the live audience and viewers at home completely captivated. From the very first word spoken, it was clear this was more than just a TV argument. It was a showdown of wit, courage, and influence, a moment destined to be remembered as one of the most shocking confrontations in daytime television history. The clash truly ignited when Ricky Gervais brought up one of the most hot-button topics in Hollywood today: cancel culture and political correctness. Almost immediately, the tension that had been simmering in the studio rose to a boiling point. Ricky, known for his fearless approach to uncomfortable truths, didn't hold back. He asked pointed questions that cut straight to the heart of the industry's contradictions, the kind of questions that make even seasoned hosts pause. Joy Behar, never one to shy away from defending her principles, quickly responded With her characteristic mix of humor and confidence, she articulated the show's stance on social responsibility and the importance of holding public figures accountable for their actions. At first glance, it seemed like a standard back-and-forth debate, the kind you see on daytime television regularly. But Ricky had a different plan. He was methodical, calm, and sharp, delivering observations that were funny yet impossibly piercing. "So, you're saying it's okay to criticize some celebrities but not others?" he asked, his tone measured yet undeniably sharp. The question landed like a jolt of electricity in the room. For a moment, the studio went completely silent. All eyes were on Joy, and even the audience seemed frozen, waiting to see how she would respond. The sound of camera shutters clicking and the low hum of murmurs underscored the tension. It was a kind of silence that comes just before a storm breaks, where every word carries a weight of truth, and every glance can change the dynamics in an instant. Joy tried to steer the conversation in a lighter direction. She cracked a joke or two, attempting to bring humor back into the room and diffuse the intensity. But Ricky's timing was impeccable. Every line, every subtle joke he delivered cut through the tension like a scalpel, leaving little room for diversion. Even his smiles carried a sharp edge, a knowing hint that he was always one step ahead in the verbal sparring match. It wasn't just a debate anymore. It was a display of wit, strategy, and raw honesty. The audience at home and in the studio could feel the shift in power dynamics. What started as a seemingly ordinary interview was quickly evolving into something much bigger, a high-stakes verbal showdown. Ricky had the upper hand, not through aggression but through precision and insight. Each of his statements exposed contradictions in Joy's positions, highlighting discrepancies in a way that was both entertaining and hard to ignore. Every remark seemed to challenge viewers to think critically, questioning the very norms and double standards that often go unquestioned in Hollywood. For Joy, this was a rare moment of challenge. She had to think quickly, adapt, and defend her views against a relentless and unflinching opponent. It was a test of not just her wit, but her ability to hold her ground under pressure. The energy in the studio was electric. You could almost feel it buzzing through the cameras and microphones. Every reaction, every facial expression, became a part of the unfolding drama. By the end of this segment, it was clear that Ricky Gervais wasn't just entertaining. He was disrupting. He wasn't there to be polite or play along with scripted narratives. He was there to confront, to expose, and to challenge both his opponent and the audience to question what they believed about fairness, hypocrisy, and the social rules of celebrity culture. The sparks flying between him and Joy weren't just about a disagreement. They were about exposing truths that made everyone watching squirm, laugh, and think all at once. This segment was more than an interview. It was a masterclass in tension, timing, and television drama. Viewers couldn't look away, and the social media world erupted almost instantly, with clips of the exchange shared across platforms and hashtags trending within minutes. The conversation wasn't just heating up in the studio. It was sparking debates across the internet, making this moment one of the most talked about encounters in recent TV history. The tension in the studio reached its peak when Ricky Gervais delivered a line that no one, not even the audience or Joy Behar herself, saw coming. Up until that moment, their exchange had been sharp, witty, and intense. But this was different. It was a moment where a casual debate transformed into a historic confrontation. With a calm yet authoritative tone, Ricky summarized the entire discussion in a single, devastating line, a line that exposed a truth most people were too afraid to speak out loud. "You can't pick and choose what to be offended by," Ricky said, his eyes scanning the studio with piercing intensity. "Either you're consistent or you're part of the problem." The words hung in the air like a storm cloud. They were simple, yet packed with such precision that they cut straight through the tension, leaving everyone in the room stunned. For a split second, there was silence, an almost tangible pause where even the hum of the cameras seemed to disappear. Then came the subtle gasps, the whispers, and the nervous laughter from the audience. It was a rare moment of vulnerability for Joy Behar, a host whose bold, confident personality rarely falters in front of cameras or critics. Joy's usual quick responses and witty comebacks seemed to vanish in that instant. Her composure, always one of her greatest strengths, wavered under the weight of Ricky's words. She hesitated, searching for a response that would regain control of the conversation. But it wasn't easy. Ricky had crafted his statement so carefully, delivered with such calm authority, that it left little room for counterargument. The power dynamic in the room shifted completely, and even the live audience could feel it. This wasn't just a debate anymore. It was a public reckoning, and Ricky had just landed the decisive blow. The impact of that single line extended far beyond the studio. Within minutes, clips of Ricky's remark began circulating online. Social media exploded with reactions. Tweets, memes, and discussion threads debated the meaning, the timing, and the implications of his words. Fans praised Ricky for his honesty and fearless approach, calling him the voice everyone needed to hear and a master at exposing hypocrisy. Critics weighed in too, some defending Joy and others arguing that Ricky had hit the nail on the head. The viral nature of the moment ensured that it wouldn't just be a fleeting news item. It became a conversation starter across platforms, dominating headlines and trending worldwide. What made this moment truly unforgettable was the way it combined humor, intelligence, and raw truth. Ricky's delivery wasn't loud, aggressive, or over the top. It was calm, precise, and unavoidable. Every word landed perfectly, like a perfectly timed punchline, but with a seriousness that reminded viewers that this was more than just entertainment. It was social commentary. For Joy, it was a rare glimpse into challenges of defending positions on live television when faced with someone who speaks plainly and cuts to the heart of the matter. From the perspective of the audience, it was captivating television. The drama, the tension, and the unexpected vulnerability of a seasoned host created a perfect storm of engagement. People weren't just watching a verbal sparring match. They were witnessing a moment that would be replayed, discussed, and dissected for weeks. It was the kind of television that makes viewers lean closer, hold their breath, and anticipate every reaction. In the end, this was a defining moment of the interview. Ricky Gervais had transformed a heated debate into a viral spectacle, and Joy Behar had been caught in a rare moment of uncertainty, one that humanized her while amplifying Ricky's reputation for fearless honesty. It was a clash of personalities that no one would soon forget, a line that would live on in social media clips, discussion forums, and the memories of viewers worldwide. The moment Ricky Gervais delivered his sharp, unforgettable line, the repercussions were immediate and far-reaching. As soon as the cameras stopped rolling, social media erupted. Fans, critics, and celebrities alike took to Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to share their reactions, clips, and opinions. Within minutes, hashtags related to the clash began trending globally. The exchange wasn't just a topic of conversation. It became the center of attention for millions of viewers worldwide, sparking heated debates about celebrity behavior, hypocrisy, and the art of public discourse. Many viewers praised Ricky for his fearless approach, applauding his ability to speak the truth in a world often dominated by caution and politeness. Comments flooded in calling him a truth-teller in a sea of superficiality, and the voice that finally says what everyone is thinking but too afraid to say. Ricky's blend of humor, intelligence, and directness had struck a chord, making him a hero for those frustrated by the contradictions and double standards pervasive in Hollywood and media culture. At the same time, Joy Behar's defenders were quick to respond. Many argued that she was simply trying to uphold her principles in a challenging environment and had been caught off guard by Ricky's relentless approach. Some supporters praised her for maintaining composure under pressure and for standing up for her views despite the sharp critique. This split in reactions highlighted the complexity of the debate. Viewers weren't just choosing sides. They were analyzing the nuances of honesty, accountability, and the responsibilities of public figures. News outlets wasted no time dissecting every moment of the confrontation. Headlines ranged from celebratory to critical, with commentary pieces analyzing Ricky's timing, tone, and strategy. Was this a carefully calculated move designed to expose inconsistencies, or was it just his natural way of cutting through noise? Columnists debated the ethics of confronting someone live on air and questioned whether Joy's responses revealed too much about the pressures of live television. Some called it a masterclass in strategic confrontation, while others criticized the encounter as unnecessarily harsh. Beyond media and social platforms, the clash sparked deeper discussions about cultural trends, accountability, and the power dynamics in celebrity interviews. People began asking questions that extended far beyond the studio walls. How far should hosts go in holding others accountable? Are celebrities held to double standards? What does it mean to be politically correct without being hypocritical? Ricky's fearless stance challenged audiences to think critically, while Joy's reactions reminded everyone that defending one's beliefs under the public eye is a complex and often exhausting task. Even educational and entertainment commentary channels picked up on the moment, turning it into case studies for communication, negotiation, and public speaking. Analysts praised Ricky's ability to remain calm while delivering hard-hitting truths, noting how his tone, timing, and word choice amplified the impact of his statements. Meanwhile, Joy's response was dissected to highlight the difficulty of navigating live, unscripted confrontations, a reminder that even the most experienced hosts are human and prone to moments of vulnerability. Ultimately, the fallout demonstrated the incredible influence of live television in shaping public discourse. It wasn't just about who won the argument. It was about the conversations it ignited. Social media threads were filled with debates, memes, and replayed clips, while television and online news outlets continued analyzing the exchange for days. The clash became more than entertainment. It became a cultural moment, illustrating how a single interaction, delivered with honesty and wit, can ripple across the world and spark meaningful conversations about accountability, courage, and public perception. By the end of the week, the conversation had extended beyond the immediate clash. Audiences were discussing the broader implications, how media portrays debates, how quickly moments can go viral, and the importance of critical thinking in the age of instant reactions. Ricky Gervais and Joy Behar had created more than a memorable TV moment. They had ignited a global discussion, showing how a single clash, captured live, could resonate far beyond the studio and influence the cultural conversation in powerful ways. So, what does this explosive encounter between Ricky Gervais and Joy Behar mean for the future of talk shows, celebrity interviews, and live television as a whole? The impact goes far beyond the studio or a single viral moment. It's a cultural touchstone that sets a new benchmark for honesty and authenticity in media. Audiences are no longer satisfied with polite, rehearsed conversations. They crave real, unfiltered dialogue, even if it means witnessing tension, conflict, or uncomfortable truths. Ricky and Joy's confrontation proved that viewers value substance over superficial charm, and that candid discussions can captivate audiences far more than scripted exchanges ever could. For Ricky Gervais, this moment reinforced a reputation he has built over decades, that of fearless commentator unafraid to speak his mind. Time and again, Ricky has challenged the status quo, questioning societal norms and confronting hypocrisy wherever he finds it. This encounter was no different. By calmly exposing inconsistencies and holding a powerful public figure accountable in real time, Ricky demonstrated why he is considered one of the most incisive voices in entertainment. His performance reminded audiences that courage, intellect, and humor can coexist, and that speaking truthfully, even when it ruffles feathers, can make for unforgettable television. On the other hand, this moment was also a learning experience for Joy Behar. No matter how seasoned a host may be, there are moments when even the most confident personalities can be caught off guard. Live television is unpredictable, and encounters with guests who speak plainly, confidently, and without fear can test anyone's ability to think on their feet. While Joy has always been known for her quick wit and sharp comebacks, this interaction showcased a rare vulnerability, reminding both viewers and hosts that authenticity sometimes means acknowledging uncertainty in the moment. It humanized her, showing that even a media veteran can be challenged and that being challenged publicly doesn't diminish one's credibility. Looking at the bigger picture, this clash may signal a shift in how talk shows approach interviews moving forward. Producers and hosts may begin to favor discussions that embrace authenticity over comfort, dialogue over spectacle, and accountability over mere entertainment. The audience's enthusiastic response demonstrated that people are eager to witness real conversations. Where differing viewpoints clash, humor lands naturally and insights emerge organically. The viral reaction also highlighted the influence of social media, showing how one powerful statement can spark global discussions, trend worldwide, and influence the public narrative in ways traditional media alone can't achieve. Ultimately, this clash will be remembered as a defining moment in daytime television history, a meeting of minds, a battle of wit, and a test of courage. It wasn't just about who won the argument. It was about the bravery required to speak honestly in a world filled with caution and carefully curated appearances. For viewers everywhere, it serves as a reminder that truth-telling, especially when done thoughtfully and fearlessly, can have a profound impact. It also underscores the idea that meaningful dialogue doesn't always come comfortably. It can be tense, messy, and challenging, but it is always worth witnessing. In a society where everyone has a platform, from social media users to Hollywood stars, this encounter reinforced a timeless lesson. Speaking the truth often comes at a cost, but it also carries the power to inform, inspire, and challenge. Ricky and Joy's confrontation will be studied, replayed, and remembered as more than just a television segment. It will be recognized as a cultural moment that exemplified honesty, courage, and the enduring appeal of fearless conversation. For the world of entertainment and for viewers everywhere, it set a bold precedent. The future of media belongs to those willing to confront difficult truths, engage sincerely, and embrace the drama and unpredictability of real-life dialogue.